Morning, Friday, July 11th, 2025. Larissa, my fat bitch diary. Hey, fat bitch. Fat bitch with your awful hair. Ugh. 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 Yeah. Whatever. How's everyone doing? I've been having crazy fucking dreams. I have been. I've been having crazy dreams. Anyway. Oh my God. So yesterday, got my internets hooked up at the new place and got some more stuff put away, and it's coming together. It is. I made a couple more changes, and I'm making some decisions on some wall space right now. I have the space divided into two very distinct spaces, right? There's the studio side and the gallery side, and the main entrance comes into the studio, right, which is different from every other space, or the other two spaces that I was in. The main entrance, the main door brought you in through gallery space first. So, workspace, exhibition space, exhibition space. And oh my God. It changes the feel of the establishment, of the business. Anyway, making a decision today about where I'm setting up my altar, right? And that's a big deal for me, because it's important for me to have the spiritual center of my practice, because my artwork, is so intensely driven, right? I'm an intensely driven person. So, and I have taken a lot of abuse from people over the core of my practice, right? From both sides. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about having oh God, I hate even talking about this, because it's so alienating for so many people. But what I'm talking about is having your work being Christ-centered. And there is no one on this planet that has been so hurtful to me, more hurtful to me than fellow Christians. And and I find nothing more offensive than people who tout and evangelize the name of Christ without living daily action, and calling and truly looking through the lens of what that means in the choices that they make daily. from moment to moment in what they do. And use it as an excuse to harm and oppress others, right? I find that extremely offensive. I find um, opulent expressions of prayer in in public places. I find prayer pageantry. Call it that. Prayer pageantry. I find extremely offensive. Extremely offensive. And oh my God, Brody's having a fit downstairs. He just came in. He's all riled up from being out there with the chickens. Oh my God. Those two little chickens have make him crazy. Oh my gosh, something is dropping pollen. Oh man. There's spores or something out. I can taste it in the air right now. Now it's probably the fire out in Shasta. Probably that. It's probably the fires out in Shasta. Oh my God. Ugh. I've never been out to Shasta. And it's like woo woo center, right? But see, this is the other thing. It's like I don't even really fit into the community of woo woo either, and um, because I don't go around goddess this, goddess that. I find that every bit as offensive as the you know as the masculine as the overtly masculine portrayal of divinity. So what am I talking about? Like, I think to talk about gender with God at all is a fallacy and an illusion, and illusion or Maya is comes from does not come from the light, does not come from goodness, does not come from the highest good. Um, so when we talk about being created in the image of God, what does that mean? It means that these building blocks. I think it comes down to physics. I find a lot. I find it's much more relatable when you talk about it in terms of energy. Um, so it's not one or the other. It's all and both. Um, and it is something that exists without a without need of physical expression or physical containment. I mean, this physical plane, everything that is solid around us that we agree upon, table, chairs, bed, walls, whatever. That is all illusion. That is not what reality is. That is temporary, right? That is not what exists forever and ever. That's not. But when you look at physics and the way matter is put together and models of energy, and it's how you're able to like transcend time and space, because time does not really exist. It's that is a construct that we use to define the physicality of our vessel in the world and the physical world that we inhabit while in vessel. Time is what allows us to define the beginning and the end of a table, right? It starts here, it ends there. It's measurable. You can walk alongside it and run your finger across it, and it takes this long to get from here to there, from point A to point B. But the reality is that there is no distance between point A or point B, right? It's a space holder. It's all just a space holder. Oh, I've been collecting supplies to potentially do some more deconstructed encaustics. And if I do that, if I start doing that work again, I need to reach a certain physical point in my body. And hey, Sar, how are you? I heard you down there. How are the chickens? How are the chickens? Did you catch rats? No? Anyway, um, I want to go back and look at some other particles. I specifically want to look at neutrinos. So anyway, I want to look at how neutrinos pass through atmosphere, pass through because I think um, there's something about the neutrino that carries akashic record, right? And they can measure like um, you get blasts of neutrinos through space, and I think that that it is like a neutrino beam. Like I think it is a like a radio transmission in some way, but for a on a more cosmic level, right? Like it's not being generated through metal manufactured technology. I think it's purely generated through mind space. Um, I don't want to say telekinesis. No, it's not like telekinesis, but I think that there is a different way of communicating between beings on other planets that are in other solar systems and galaxies beyond our own, farther away. You know, it's not a radio. They don't send radio transmissions, right? Like, they're able to create tonal vibration, like, um, and able to emit frequency and energy and certain types of energy, you know, on a spectrum. And I think that's what like I think there has something to do with. There was a study about neutrinos passing through water, and I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Movement of water. I mean, everybody's been thinking about movement of water with floods and stuff. I mean, that's a very literal manifestation, but um, our bodies are mostly water, and our planet has a lot of water, and um, there's been a lot of changes happening, and I think that it is somewhat informed by um, or is receiving information through these energetic transmissions, and I think neutrinos have something to do. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing some more deconstructed encaustics, and I want to specifically look at this. So I don't know. I know it sounds convoluted. I know it does. It sounds convoluted and far fetched, but um, our brains can reach frequency of being able to control and manipulate immediate environment. And you come back to those Shaolin monks out on the side of the mountain, melting the snow around them, right, while they sit, and that comes from brainwave, and that brainwave manipulation, brainwave control, and that is what meditation is, and you know it is possible to maintain that brain frequency and move through the world, through the physical world, right? It is possible. It's extremely difficult. And And I'd say less, I don't know, maybe less difficult for the person practicing, more difficult for those around them. I don't know. It can be unsafe, but there are, I think there are more and more people who are able to reach samadhi. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about samadhi, and so, that place. That's, I mean, the space of samadhi is oh yeah, it is pain free. Hmm. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll talk about um I've been taking this supplement TMG now for a couple months, and it has almost eliminated entirely my need for my cane. I still have my cane, and there are times when it's like I've been forcing myself to not use it. Um, so it's not that there aren't times when I don't feel like, oh, I could really use my cane, but I'm trying to push past that. Um, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I've been able to walk without my cane regularly now, continually, right? For some time. For at least a month now. And that has been good for me. Yeah, it has been. That has been good for me. Ugh, I just got this jazz song in my head. When I walk down the street, seems everyone I meet gives me a friendly hello. I guess I'm just a lucky soul, and so the leaves on every tree, the birds in every tree, are oh so neighborly. They sing wherever I go. I guess I'm just a lucky so and so. Oh, the birds. Oh, birds come talk to me all the time. Yeah. Yeah, animals do. Animals do, just in general. But the little birds, I love them. I love the birds. Oh my gosh, the turkeys. Oh my gosh, the turkeys, the turkey babies are starting to grow up. They're all like gangly teenagers now, crossing the street after their mommies. Oh my gosh, so funny, the turkeys. The turkeys. Oh my goodness, the turkeys. Yeah, we've had a ton of deer on the property recently. Ton of deer. There was like a family of like 5 or 6 of them the other day on the back hill, and they had a real little one with them. Still had spots. Oh my gosh, mm, so small and dainty, tiny little baby deer. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the other day, it was like a few days ago. We had to stop short because the quails crossed the road with their babies. Oh my God, they were so tiny. I'm like, Mama Quail. Mama Quail, you knew we'd stop, but you got to be careful because not everybody's going to stop Mama Quail. Oh my gosh, those little babies, they were like this tall. Little like poofs walking, waddling across the street like crazy, like nobody's business. Oh my gosh. Hey, Sar, what are you huffing about over there? He's huffing. He's all upset. No, I got a bug in my nose. I don't know. Oh my God. Oh, so did I. So did I. I was telling Omar, I have like 4 or 5 boxes left to unpack. And there are boxes of artwork and then of my altar. It's my altar and some artwork that needs to be placed on display. And I have paintings that I need to decide which walls they're going to go on. So I moved the altar from a small wall to a larger wall that is better lit, and this is what my thing is. Although we're gonna change light bulbs and stuff here coming up soon. Lighting, you need lighting to look at the artwork. And light is not great back there, but it's where the altar was, and I moved it up to the front where there's like the best lighting, right? Like, I don't know, but that's where the workspace is, right? Is right up there in the front. Yeah, so there's gonna be some paintings up there. I haven't decided whether it's gonna be 2 paintings or 3 paintings. Um, but I put my space for yoga up there so I can skip back into asana practice. Oh my god. Yeah. Because I need to. I need to get back into asana practice. I need to get back into asana practice if I'm going to start doing the deconstructed encaustics again. Yeah, because asana practice helps keep, your meridians clear for transmutation of energy when you're allowing your circuit to be bombarded in that way, because that process, um oh, I gotta make sure there's no corrosion on my wires, yeah. That's a lot of energy to bombard the system with. And when you withdraw, or well, you withdraw in order to reach the point, right? You withdraw. You must become the vanishing point. You must withdraw into the drishti. And then when it's like, oh, it's this very bizarre. It's like this. It's this huge expansion, right? It's this huge energetic expansion, and then like a vanish. It's like zoom, and it's not even. Once you get to a certain point, you're like, oh no, this is what my being is like. The natural state of being is this expansion, and then you can move. There's like no such thing as the speed of light. It's like it's just about where are you looking, right? And you can look in all degrees, right? At that point, when you get to that point, but it's like you expand at that point, and then you disappear into the drishti itself. But then when you have to pull all of that back into the physical vessel, it's very painful physically. And it's just because you're much more aware. Like when you move past the physical boundary, and the physical vessel is just like, it's not even a distraction anymore, right? Because you're so far beyond it. You're so far beyond it. But then when you come back and you have to like tend the boundaries of your body, right? Of that inferior physical form. And it doesn't matter like how good a shape the physical body is in, it's still inferior. It's still inferior to the pure essence, to the energetic body, right? And the way that the energetic body moves through existence, right? Being able to pass through things, right? And you can come up against stuff, and there's different energetic forms. That's why I'm interested in the neutrinos, because the neutrinos pass through so easily, right? Like, they pass through so easily, right? So, anyway, I have to look at them. Look at those neutrinos. That's where I'm moving towards. That's where I'm moving towards. Hopefully by next spring. Hopefully by next spring I'll be ready. That's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. We'll see. maybe I'll be doing another series of work or piece or whatever that is grounded in this physical dimension like I have the past couple of years. Birdie bird, I hear you out there. Do you have a nest? Right outside the window. Chip, chip. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was a man, a lonely man, who lost his love through his indifference, a heart that cared, that went unshared until it died in his silence. And solitaire's the only game in town, and every road that takes him down. By himself it's easy to pretend he'll never love again, and keeping to himself he plays the game. Without her love it always ends the same. Oh, that Karen Carpenter. Yeah. Oh, coming up on our 25th wedding anniversary. Oh my gosh. Quarter of a century. Sleeping in the same bed apart with, well, except those 6 months we were separated. Oh. Anyway, that song I wrote for him. It was the last year I made him art for our anniversary. I don't make him anything anymore. It was last year. Like, oh. Okay. Been times when memories have faded to gray through the years along the way, when love has gone away, and everything I thought I knew wasn't true when it came down to me and you. And as I turned away from everyone, I finally saw my reflection. And when I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is think of all the little things you do, like bring me coffee in bed, help me ease my aching head, wash my dishes and help me mop my floor. I couldn't ask for any more. I couldn't ask for any more. Oh, there's a lot more to ask for. Yes, there is. But, I'll settle for a clean floor. Yeah. Anyway, as long as I can keep making my art. As long as I can keep making my art. Got these 2 melons down there. I wanted some fruit. We didn't have any fruit in the house, except for some dried fruit. And so, stopped at the market to get some fruit. Picked up a melon. Picked up a gala melon. I like gala melons. Gala melons, they're a hybrid cantaloupe and something else. It's a Luther Burbank frankenfruit, right? It's crossed with some South American melon. There's a whole bunch of strange or not strange, but different varietals that are indigenous to South America. Um, There's just one that's like football shaped. But anyway, the gala melon is a cantaloupe crossed with one of these South American melons. It begins with a P. It's like a pepini or something. I can't remember. I had one once. It was interesting. It was good. Anyway, so I picked up this gala melon. It smells really nice. It's ripe and everything. I'm gonna clean it this morning. The guy at the counter, he's like, "Oh, you gotta try this other melon." He brings me this other melon. It's called a Picasso melon. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what kind of melon? He's like, I don't know. Let me look at this. And so he said it's supposed to have like white flesh, like a honeydew. Be similar to like a honeydew. I think I've had one before, but it's like another frankenfruit. It's another weird hybrid thing, but it's got like a smooth skin. It looks like a pale watermelon, a pale striated watermelon on the outside, like a bleached out watermelon. But it's he said it has a white flesh. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna cut up those two melons this morning because they're both real ripe, and I'm gonna clean two halves, half of each, and then the other half of each of them I'm gonna try dehydrating. I've never put melon in my dehydrator before, so I'm gonna do that. I have some laundry I need to take care of, and then I'm just gonna put towels in the dryer, and then I'll cut up the melons. We're gonna have melon and yogurt and sweet potato pancakes this morning. Sweet potato pancakes with yogurt and melon. And I don't know, I have to decide whether we'll see what time it is. Like if that's brunchy kind of thing, then we'll just have the soup. I still have some leftover soup. We'll have that for dinner, maybe. And then I have greens in there to make a pasta dish. So that's what I have left in the fridge right now. That's what I have left down there. I have to go grocery shopping. No. Yeah. I don't know. I've been saying that I feel like I'm gonna write another book here soon, but maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna write some music. I don't know. I don't know. I've been blacklisted from the music industry because I was told I was a threat. Oh, I'm fat and ugly and can barely move. Like, how much of a threat am I, right? Oh no, I'm just easy pickings for stealing my music, right? Ugh, stealing whatever anybody wants to steal from everybody steals. Miss Aretha Franklin, that song. Ain't no way for me to love you if you won't let me. Ain't no way for me to give you all you need if you won't let me give all of me. I know a woman's duty is to have and love a man, and that's the way it was for me. Yeah, whatever. Miss Aretha going to Union Street. I had a friend in college who waited on her regularly. She and her boyfriend worked at Union Street. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They had this, I still ate meat when at that time when I was in college, I was still eating meat. And Omar and I used to go to Union Street. I never saw Miss Aretha Franklin there. But anyway, we used to go there. That used to be like our big date, right? There was dates for us: La Fondue and Beirut Palace and Cafe Brazil in Royal Oak, and then Union Street in Detroit. Yeah, those were our big dates. Those were our big dates. Going, going there. Down. But anyway, they had this appetizer on their menu. It was really good. We always got. They called them dragon eggs. It was basically chicken Kiev, right? It was kind of like it was chicken Kiev, and it was chicken breast that was hammered thin, and then rolled around stuff with gorgonzola cheese and hot peppers, and then it was like kind of formed into like an egg shape, right? The chicken around the cheese and the peppers, and then they were breaded and fried. Oh my God, they were you would cut into them. It was kind of like a weird take on a Scotch egg. So there's no egg in it at all. They were just egg shaped. Which is egg shaped, but like chicken Kiev is stuffed, hammered thin, tenderized chicken breasts that are stuffed and then breaded and fried, whatever, shallow fried. Well, chicken Kiev, that's what it is, right? Mm. Yeah, those dragon's eggs. Used to get dragon's eggs, and then they had there was an asparagus appetizer too that they had that we used to get. We used to get a bunch of appetizers and salad. They had pastas and stuff too, like Union Street Bar and Grill. It was a really good restaurant, and it was beautiful inside. It was classic Detroit deco, right? All the dark wood. It was dark wood and these beautiful deco sconces and mirrors, and it was really really beautiful. The architecture in Detroit is amazing. It really is. The architecture in Detroit is amazing. I love the DIA. I love the art collection at the DIA. Oh my God. I was watching a PBS clip. Oh, the Detroit Institute of Arts has some really funny like commercials for them. Right over the years, been watching some of that stuff recently. But I was watching a PBS documentary last night, and they were going over. It was more recent, like in the last like 10 years or something, 10, 15 years. But they were going over um, prominent pieces in the collection, and the Detroit Institute of Arts has always been very representative of all demographics, right? Like the DIA has never been a just white guy museum, right? They've always had a very varied and high quality collection. Like the work they have is, you know, like I've been to the De Young on occasions, and I've just been like, ugh, that is the worst O'Keeffe. Like, oh yeah, you can say you have an O'Keeffe, but man, that is like the worst O'Keeffe. There's a couple of her paintings that are just horrendous. They're really bad. And it's like, oh, but it's an O'Keeffe, so you have it. Um, but there's no pieces like that in the DIA's collection. Like they have incredible work, incredible work. When they were, so they were talking like about like I remember their galleries of the Americas and the masks and things that they have and their collections and things, and they're really exquisite, really really exquisite pieces. But it's not anything new, and it's not like they've jumped on some bandwagon where they're like, oh, and we have this and that, look at that, or we're collecting this now, and they've always had it, right? And it's always been there. And when the African American Museum opened just down the block from the DIA, there was some bitterness within community about that, because it was like, why a lot of people were like, well, why do we need this when the DIA has never discriminated, right? Like that discrimination didn't exist. It was always very representative of everyone. And whatever, whatever, whatever. And people always looking for reasons to segregate. Reasons to segregate. It's like, oh, how are we different? How can we label ourselves in such a way that we can be compartmentalized and kept away from each other? Anyway, I think by the end of this weekend, I might have my space all put together. That would be amazing. I'd like to start to actually get working again. It'd be great.